Hi, sir. Good evening, and welcome to the Passion Eye Show. And first of all, I would like to thank you for accepting to be on the Passion Eye Show. It's a big thank you from my side, my team side, and all the listeners who've been given this opportunity to listen to a veteran like you who spent almost more than 3 decades in the army and has experienced a lot. And you obviously have a lot to tell to the younger generation about what kind of decisions they can make in their life to lead a perfect life. And we would also like to know what are the different kind of crazy missions or crazy things that you've done in the army. Followed by there are a lot of questions from the youngsters that please ask what are the different ways we could join the army or the armed forces. So our conversation would be basically revolving around these things. But I think before starting the conversation, it'd be great if you want to add something to the podium, sir. So the stage is yours now, sir.
Very good evening to you and your team, Mr. Ram Vignesh. It's my pleasure to join with you all in the Passionate Show. And at the outset, I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations and I wish you all the very success in the mission which you have taken. And hopefully, what it is, definitely it will be a very useful path for the young generations who are aspiring young generations, looking forward to do something good to the nation. Okay, let us get into the topic what you have touched.
Sure, sir. So before going forward, sir, I think after hearing you speak for a while, I think our conversation is going to be really disciplined. The reason I'm saying this is because I've always had this assumption that the way the army people think, the way the army people make decisions, the way the army people dress up, or whatever they do in life is way more disciplined compared to normal people. I'm not saying that the other people are not disciplined, but they are disciplined. But probably the armed forces people just do it in a very different way, which actually shows up to the world that see, this is discipline. So that's basically made me look up to the armed forces people. So I'm very happy that this thing is actually happening between us because just interacting with you itself, I'm pretty sure that I would change as a person, which would probably encourage me in doing better in life. So, as you said, we'll start the conversation. So, the first question for me would be, sir, why army? Why did you actually join the army? Did you had something else in mind before joining the army that you wanted to do, or was it like, no, I always wanted to join the army?
Okay, it's nice that you had asked a very appropriate question.
Okay.
See, when I was a child, in the childhood on, it's my passion. And let me connect your job into my life.
Okay.
Somewhere in 19, it has started somewhere in around 1970 itself. When I was a child and class 4th itself, I had a passion to join only, even if I do some government, if I undertake some government job, I do only force. It is not like that army. It is not like the Air Force or Navy. It's a belted force.
Okay.
Because that way my journey has started and I have achieved the aim. And finally I joined the army. Struggled and I prepared myself a lot. That's the way I have joined them.
Okay, that is actually great to know. So it means that from you actually achieved your passion. You wanted to get inside the armed forces and you got it done. That is actually a great, sir. So just to understand, where you like, how did you prepare yourself? So where you like in something which physically and mentally prepared you, for getting into the army. A few things could be like, as we know, NCC or sports, something like that. Were you into those things as well before getting into the army? Or was it like, no, I wasn't like into anything and I just got into the army?
Okay. Now, I got your question. I'll brief you in a very abridged manner. See, the first moment you should have an interest. You should have a passion. The moment you have a passion and interest, when you say joining the army, there are two categories. One is the soldiers and second one is the army officers.
Okay.
Only you have to prepare yourself.
Okay.
Only if you are very intelligent. Army doesn't require very intelligent guy.
So is it
Army,
okay?
army basically they want a physically fit and mentally robust guy.
Okay.
Okay. So the moment you say he is physically fit and mentally robust, he is fit enough to fight
Mhm.
against challenges, whatever they have, he will face it. That is what is called as physical fitness and mental fitness. And the third
Okay.
part, when we say it is slightly you have mental ability also.
Okay.
For that, some extent you should be knowledgeable. Education works out in that manner, and more of a physical fitness. So you
Mhm.
have to prepare yourself accordingly.
Okay.
Okay, that's what
I get it.
like I mentioned.
Okay. So considering that, so were you in NCC, sir, before NCC or sports before getting into the army in your college days?
Yeah, it's a very big story altogether, but
Okay.
I don't want to bring into the scene behind. Because
Okay.
apparently when I was in sixth standard, I really wanted to join the army because I had a passion to put uniform as my own. So there was a selection of NCC cadets. I was also
Okay.
one of them, and I was standing in the row. And finally, the NCC officer has rejected me because I was my height was not permitting me to join the
Oh.
NCC.
Okay.
So I was so sad, and I didn't find any other way to approach my uncle who is no more now. He
Okay.
was an NCC officer in school, and somehow
Okay.
he helped me to join the NCC, and I started the career and very religiously followed all those instructions. And I always, because the leadership it is an inborn quality.
Okay.
The moment you have something in your mind to give something to others, in one word I want to say, if you have a personality, have something in your mind to help others, give yourself to others, dedicate yourself to the well-being of others, and others in the sense it can tame it in any way for the nation, for the society, for the individual, or whatever it may be. So that naturally that you show the leadership quality. So everywhere I put my step, I always stood as a leader. So
Okay.
everybody and they gave me a responsibility. When I was in school NCC, I was a sergeant. I have attended a number of training classes and the competitions, and I should always first. As I should say, I always get success in all this competition. Even when I joined the college, also I was joined the NCC, and I started my career and put a lot of effort, hard work, and I reached up to the battalion senior and officer level.
Oh,
And
that's
I
great, sir. That's great.
Republic Day parade also, and led the contingent, Tamil Nadu Pondicherry contingent. And I was great. I was blessed with God to walk on the Rajpath before I joined the army.
Okay. That's
That
good,
was a
sir. So
very
basically,
starting
okay, sir.
point.
So just to make it more clear for the listeners, so if I've understood right, you were in the NCC when you were in school, then you got into NCC when you were in college as well. Then you became cadet under officer. Then you got the opportunity to go for the Republic Day parade in Delhi and walk on the Red Fort. I mean, march on the Red Fort, and you led the contingent as well. That's pretty great, sir. So considering this, is it that leadership is a very important quality that you have to get inside the armed forces?
Okay, precisely the exact right question. In fact, you had asked me. See,
Hmm.
this is not see, joining the army. I initially I told you there are two categories to
Yes.
join the army. One is the soldiers, and another one is the officers cadre. Officers cadre, naturally, the question what you had asked, there are what I have given to understand is I may be or may not be correct. There are 15 qualities you're supposed to have as a
Okay.
joiner. It has to be tested in terms of three ways. First,
Okay.
you have to undergo the written examinations. Some categories you don't need a written examination. Right away, you can go for an interview. As an officer, I'm talking. It is not the soldier I'm talking.
Okay.
When you are an engineering graduate, you have a liberty to get into, bypass the examinations, waived off, and you can go directly to the interview. And as far as the technical employment in the army is concerned, like I can go to an example, TGC, Technical Graduate Entry, TES, Technical
Entry
Graduate
scheme, okay.
Entry. The technical entry scheme, once you have completed the plus 2, you can enter into the army by
Okay.
getting yourself into the SSB. And when you get selected, spend they'll put you in the engineering college in the army. They'll make you an engineer, and during this journey of study, they'll give you a stipend. And the moment you completed your engineering graduate, they'll make you an officer, and you are
Okay.
starting. You are into the job. And second aspect is, you are an engineer. You have, by the virtue of completing engineering in the final year, you can apply for an SSB interview, get selected. If you are, I'll wish all the aspiring candidates who I want to get selected in the process, and then you will become an officer. So for
Okay.
this, you need to have a 15 qualities. Among those 15 qualities, leadership is one of the quality.
Okay. So the answer is like, okay. Yes, sir. So the answer is like you need to have leadership, right? So you need to have leadership because how I was thinking in my mind is like, see, basically if you're an officer, you would have a responsibility to lead a team, right? So probably my mindset was like, only if you have leadership you can actually become an officer. So listening to you, it's very evident that leadership is something which you should at least have in you, or probably work on developing it. Only then you can become an officer, right? So that is really great to actually hear it out from you, sir, because there are a
So
lot of
one more
youngsters
thing
now.
related to this joining the army, air force, and
Okay.
navy. What the quality which you have got? See, you have touched developing the quality, inborn quality. There are two different qualities. One is
Okay.
inborn qualities which you cannot develop.
Okay.
Okay, and the quality which you can develop over a period.
Hmm.
Like the moment you are completed 12th standard, you are appearing for the SSB, Service Selection
Okay.
Board. Your maturity level must be very low than the engineering graduate who is appearing for the Service Selection Board. His
Yeah.
maturity level is much more higher than the maturity level of a plus 2 student. Okay,
True. True, sir.
according to that, they test you.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, I can give you an example: leadership quality. It is an inborn quality.
Yeah.
You can take it. And other side, balancing the other side, there is a quality called social adaptability.
Okay.
Okay, that quality, if he is lacking in the student which is appearing for SSB after completing 12th standard, it is not that he is rejected. He cannot become an officer. They only say you are not recommended at the point of time. It is not that you are rejected totally. You are ineligible to become an officer. No, it's a very wrong perception. That point of time, you are not meeting that quality, so they have not recommended. But it can be developed over a period. So you get into the engineering. After completing engineering, you can develop this quality. I can give you what exactly that social adaptability is. For example, when the school, your confinement to the school and the house.
Okay.
So parents nowadays, they are more conscious, more worried about the children's score 100 out of 99.99999. So they don't allow you to spend time with friends. They don't allow you
True.
to spend time doing your sports. They don't allow you to go to the house. You are going to the school, coming back, going to the tuition, coming back, studying, sleeping. So your confinement to one particular bracket.
Hmm.
So that bracket restrict you to develop the quality of what you can call, what I said, so
Social adaptability.
social adaptability. You have to mingle with all people according to the society, the point of time you are mingling, you have to behave. For example,
Okay.
you are in a town and there are illiterate people. You are interacting with the illiterate people. So you should not show off, I am illiterate, I
Hmm.
can't talk to you, I can't touch you, I can't this. No. You have to moderate your behavior, and you should interact with them in such a manner you make them to feel happy. Yes, we have we have a gentleman among us, and we are very proud. And he is very thorough gentleman. He is very pleasing, very so that appreciation, applaud, you should get it out of your interaction. When you are among the gentlemen, so you should behave like that. So what I
Okay.
mean to say, you have to make yourself, you have to adapt yourself according to the society. This is called
Okay.
society. The moment you
Okay.
develop this quality, you are fit.
Okay.
Now,
So if I have understood right, sir, there are a lot of natural qualities which, according to me, a person needs to lead a very perfect life. According to me, obviously, everybody's opinion might change. But so a lot of few qualities, like as I said, social adaptability. When I mean social adaptability, see, I'm a person who just mingles with people like in a blink. If somebody introduces his friend to me, who might not be my friend, I just gel with him in minutes. Which, according to me, I didn't have this quality when I was young. As you said, probably I was like just confined to school and few friends. But later, after I went to my college and stuff, I started developing. And now I'm a person who's probably at sometimes I'm awkward because when a new person meets me, I just talk to him in a manner if I had known him for like 10, 20 years. So they feel awkward. But according to me, it's my character. So I'm socially adaptive. So according to me, leadership, social adaptability, and then the ability to think, I think like ambition. Being very ambitious is one of the qualities I think every person should have. Because I'm a person who doesn't settle to things easily. Even if let's say today I'm starting passion, let's say tomorrow I earn 100 crores in passion, I won't get satisfied. Because money is not the thing that drives me. For me, I have to just keep solving problems. No matter how long my journey is in passion. And even when I was working before, I didn't get satisfied because I was not achieving the height of greatness I actually wanted to achieve. So these are few qualities I think every person should have. And as you said, probably everybody can work on developing the qualities, and one point or the other time they can probably enter the armed forces if they actually want to get into it. So thanks for giving us the knowledge that what you should work on, sir. So
I'll add something.
yes, sir.
Permit me. See, the young people, those really I vouch for them. They want to know whether they have how they get to know about the quality which they have about it. I'll
Okay.
give you some hints. See, it is about, I told them two things. This is what is social adaptability. They can very well come to know where I am lacking. They can
Yeah.
see the leadership. I told them the moment you have vision, the moment you have a lot of things on your back of the mind, to give others and
Mm.
expecting what I am going to get it out of it.
Okay.
So once you have this, you are leader.
Yeah, leadership. Yeah, I get
It
it.
is very easy to identify whether I am a
Hmm.
leader or not. Now, third aspect, helping attitude. It is one type of character which is not to be taught, which
Okay.
cannot be inculcated.
Mhm.
It is inherent quality. You can say, for example, you don't have money in your pocket. You are empty in your pocket. You are walking along the path. Some people really wanted to have something to eat. He is very badly in of position. So that moment, your mind and your conscience is running after the chap who is eagerly wanted to have something. So you
Okay.
really want to help him. You are running out. You don't have money. So you want to give him something. You are going here and there and then. So that attitude itself is enough.
Okay.
You are helping nature.
Okay. So can I understand? Can I take it like this, sir? Basically, like according to what you said, self-assessment. That is self-assessing us. Self-assessment is basically the best way to figure out what qualities you have, rather than asking someone else about what qualities we would be having.
See,
So
this is what I want to tell you. You can always assess yourself. What are all the qualities I have? Can I fit into this team?
Mm.
Can I go get into this? So before you apply, you can very well come to know. Yes, I am fit. Over and above, confident plays the major role to appear an SSB service
Okay,
selection.
so just we're talking about SSB, sir, because we've uttered this word a lot, SSB, SSB. So I know what SSB because I actually my aim in life was to become an army officer, but I couldn't go become an army officer. So I know about SSB and stuff. But to our listeners, obviously because you said service selection board, it'd be great if you tell them what is service selection board and what is the process that happens.
Okay. See, again, coming back from the what we have had in the previous this session, the moment he is interested, the moment shows interest to join the army as an officer, join the navy as an officer, or otherwise in the belted force. See, first he should have a positive attitude. Everywhere, even somebody says wrong, he should not react immediately. He should take it in a positive spirit. And give a thought. What he has said so. Is there anything wrong in it? Why should
Yes.
I react? Why should I react? I should only take the right things and inculcate myself and put it into my lifestyle. Right?
Yes, so but that basically comes with a quality, right? But
Well,
I don't understand. Yes, that's a quality. But I would actually like to know about what is the process of SSB?
yeah.
What is SSB? Yeah.
See, this is what your self-assessment as far as the preparation is concerned. Okay, so you get satisfied. Yes, I have got something I can face boldly and confidently, courageously. This is one thing. And how they do it. Earlier session I had briefed you. There are two ways to do it. One is graduate. Those who are a graduate, BSc, BCom, MCom, they can appear CDS, Combined Defense Service Examination. There are all three courses wherein you can give exam. Once you clear the exam, they'll call for you an SSB.
Okay.
Application, you have to give a choice. What a short service or a permanent commission officer, everything it is there. So you will come to know. After the examination is over, the result comes, you are cleared the exam, then they'll call you for an assessment. Wherein there are initially the moment you get inside, there is a preliminary screening board where they'll, for example, pump of people gets into the aspiring candidates gets into the SSB, they won't be able to put them all into 4 days screening, 4 days selection procedures.
Assessment, basically. Okay.
So filter out, they do the screening the whole day. They abridge the 4 day selection process into one, and they'll put them into a small psychological test. The technical officer will take a test, and he put the candidates into a group discussion, wherein he asks each individual to write a script, write a story. They'll give a topic. They'll ask you to write a story. So the moment you complete the story, they collect all those papers. They've gone through, and after after seeing all those scripts, what everybody has written, then they assess and ask them to sit in the circle and give equal opportunity to everybody to narrate what he has written.
Okay. So based on the narration, is it like, as you said, screening, there are a lot of people in the screening. So based on the narration and that the assessment that they give, so there'll be a small bunch of candidates will be selected for the next 4 days. Am I right?
No, it's not that. The moment everybody is given equal opportunity to narrate, that time nobody else will talk. For example, X is narrating his story, means everybody is kept silent and listening what he is saying. Okay, and silent as a silent observer. All 10 candidates have completed their narration. Finally, the officer is listening. He will say, now, comment upon the story what everybody has written. Wherein, according to my point of view, to whom the officer selects out of the 10 people means those who are a silent observer, those who got vision to give something good to the society out of that story. What he wants to convey, that story should have a meaning. The story should have a what you can call message to convey to the society on a good spirit. It is one way he has conveyed in the form of writing.
Okay, so is it like, okay, so what if you have given these things, obviously, so based on this, let's say they're selecting someone. So what happens after that? After that, sir, what is after that?
There are three. After that, he has to undergo. He has to be there in the selection service center for another 4 days.
I mean, those people who get selected in screening.
Selected in screening.
Okay.
They make it. They after the screening, they'll make people into a group. Why each group has definitely not less than 10 candidates would be there. They'll call the moment they get inside. They don't call it as a candidate. They'll call it as a gentleman.
Yes, sir. Because I still remember thing because when I went for screening, there were like 300 people who came for screening, and so there were like 60 people who were selected for the next 4 days, and I was one among the 60. And as you said, everybody is addressed as gentlemen, which was kind of new for us. Yes.
They'll address you as a gentleman, really.
Yeah.
Because they all consider the moment you are appearing, you applied, you are a gentleman. You are a gentleman officer. Okay. So there are three ways to assess you. They put you in three angles. One is ask you to write and assess. This is psychology.
Psychology, okay.
There is a technical officer. Second is they ask you to speak and assess.
Okay.
He is an interview officer. Okay. And they'll ask you to do on ground. Do it on ground. Give task and ask you to perform it. And assess. He is called ground task TQ.
Okay.
This is
So
the assessing you. All three has got its own meaning. All three people are assessing the qualities which you have got. It has got nothing to do with the marks which you have got it in the plus 2 or graduation. You are a very outstanding student, brilliant student. You can beat Tata and Birla. No, it has got nothing to do with this.
Okay.
It is all about whether you have got 15 qualities to lead to become an officer, to lead the troops in the forefront.
Okay, sir.
That is all.
I get it. So I'll only just summarize it because I still remember. So after I went through all these processes for the next 4 days. Then I went ahead for the final result, and there few people get recommended for the medical. So if I'm not wrong, after this they go for the medical. So whoever is not selected, they basically sent back, and so they basically tagged as not recommended. They're not rejected, but they're not recommended. So basically they're not sent forward, and people get selected are tagged as recommended, and they go ahead with the medicals, and after that they selected and go to the army. If I'm right. So this process is very, according to me, it is very. I won't say it's magical, but it was a very surprising fact that when I was in that journey, right, a lot of people which we thought were like not fit got recommended. Okay. So when I came outside, I started thinking about it. I was a very young chap back then. I was in my first year or second year of my college. So I couldn't understand why did this actually happen. A large bunch of us, among the 60, right, 40 people felt that fellow was like not fit to become an army officer. They actually got recommended. Okay. But now if I think about the situation, right, I realized that dude was very natural in whatever he said, the way he behaved and stuff. Because I was like very conservative when I went for selection. I wanted to show people that I am a fit person. I am very disciplined. I used to behave in a way that I show off to the world that I am very disciplined. I am a very fit person to become an army officer. But that person, like that dude who we felt was not fit, according to me, was a very natural person. He used to be very untidy. Whenever he used to speak to the selection officers, he speak in a very arrogant. It wasn't arrogant, but that was his way of speaking. So I feel that people now, whenever if somebody asks me how they should be in SSB, I would tell them that just be yourself. So what do you recommend, sir? Is it like you have to just go and be yourself in that entire process, or you have to be very stringent and act in the way that you're very disciplined?
Okay, a very excellent question which you had asked me. What you said, you had asked a question and you have answered it also.
Okay.
Be a person.
Hmm.
Don't show off. And particularly, I'll recommend don't take any coaching classes.
Okay.
Don't get into these coaching classes. If at all you want to know about it, like me, just interact with him. Any officers,
Okay.
just go to the nearest, whoever is very close to your native place. I would always recommend go to him. Definitely, as an officer, whoever is retired as an officer, he will never refuse. He will be more happy to give you something or other. Okay, I'm the person. Anybody in that matter, anytime, I'm more happy to receive his call, and always I give the good things what he is supposed to have to become an officer. So,
Okay, sir.
it shows an interest. We always encourage. Okay, number one. Number two, don't get into the training institutes. Don't listen to anybody. Don't go to the training. So spend money because they'll what you can call they'll bluff you and they will deteriorate your original quality.
Qualities. Okay, I get it.
The SSB interviewing officer, GTO, and the technical officer, they're more clever than anybody else.
Okay, so can I take it this way, sir? When you, just because you said that don't go to a training institute because they'll try changing your original character. So can it be like this? Can we tell to the users that see, if you want to go for an SSB interview, just go, be yourself. If you're selected, then it means that the armed forces or the army or the navy or the air force is the best thing for you. If you're not selected, then it means that you can do wonders outside. Because is it like that, or is it like because you said right? If you go to a training institute, they might try changing the original character. So how I took it was like probably if they try changing my original character, and if I end up being selected as well, I might not be as good as I would have been outside. Right? Because see, now I'm not selected in the army, but I'm here. So if you ask me, am I sad? Obviously, I have a bit in my heart that I didn't get selected in the army, but I'm very happy now. Because if I had become an army officer, I wouldn't have got this opportunity to become an entrepreneur and probably do a show like this, getting to know people. So I would just become a normal conservative army officer. So life gave me an opportunity to do something else. So can I take that takeaway like that? That if you're not selected, it means that you can do wonders outside.
Okay, there are two questions you had asked me. One is the quality, the coaching classes and the original qualities, what you should do it. And another one is, if you are not getting recommended, you should never and ever use the word selected. It is not recommended or recommended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that you are not fit for to live in the society.
I get it.
I can give you an example. The person who is not recommended, then become the President of India.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Abdul Kalam, right? Dr. Abdul Kalam, right? Yeah. I remember.
take Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes.
So many, what you can call the personalities. They didn't get selected, but they have signed their rest of the life.
Okay.
They did well. They conveyed so many messages to the society. What they could not have done it if they would have joined the army.
Yeah, I actually deliberately wanted to ask this question, sir, because I was a person who always wanted to get into the army, and whatever I did in life, whether it was my physical fitness or my studies, I always wanted to be in the army, somehow the other way. So when I was not able to go through, I was actually shattered from inside. So people didn't know what I was shattered for almost a year. I couldn't do my normal stuff properly. I couldn't mingle with people properly. I was very down. Though I was smiling and stuff, I was very down. So it took a lot of time for me to realize for the fact that, dude, I'm meant for something else. I can do wonders outside. I would have just probably been an army officer if I got into the army, but now I can do whatever I want. I can make a bigger impact in the society. So I wanted to ask this question because hearing your answer, I think a lot of youngsters would get an encouragement if they fall in the situation. Because when I talk to students now, they were like, bro, somehow or the other way I have to become an army officer. So if I go and tell them right, they'll be like, dude, how are you telling? You're not an army officer. So if a person like you tells them, they'll realize. If they go to SSB, they don't get recommended, they'll be like, okay, I didn't get recommended, but I can do wonders outside. So that is what I wanted to get out from you, and you have done justice to that. Thanks for that.
Okay,
So,
I'll answer it in one word. For example, take it for an example. In an interview, if an interviewing officer is asking a question, tell me about the newspaper which you read. Okay, it doesn't mean he want you to be more intelligent. He want you to be more renowned person. He want updated with all this thing and everything. No, it doesn't mean. If really you don't read any newspaper, he want you to give an answer. If you don't read it, I don't read, sir. So out of that, what he is going to observe? Your uprightness. He is going to assess the quality which you are having. It doesn't mean that what knowledge you have. No, nothing. It has got nothing to do with the knowledge. So this is an example. The listener, the young aspiring young dears must be understood very clearly. Okay, the moment you know, yes, say no, yes. If you are doesn't know, if you don't do it, blindly you say, sir, I am very sorry, I don't read newspapers. This is what is the exact question they had asked me. I still remember in my SSB interview.
Okay.
After this question, after 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, he put again one more question. Okay, tell me what magazine you read. My answer was, sir, I am very sorry to tell you. The question which you had asked me is, do you read newspaper? Then I had answered, I don't read newspaper. How can you expect a person who doesn't read a newspaper to read a magazine? He didn't ask further any question.
Okay.
Why he had asked me the question after 15 minutes? He wants
Just a test. Yeah.
to cross check whether he has given a right answer or not. He is trained by the institute or not.
Okay, I get it.
Okay, so what I want to convey you is be an original man.
Okay.
Show your original quality and give an upright answer. No means yes. No, doesn't know means I don't know. So out of this, he assesses 4 qualities. One is uprightness, one is courageousness, one is honesty, loyalty. Everything is covered in this answer. So you are clear. Similar thing, they ask you to do it on ground by the GTO. He also assesses similar quality. He doesn't want you to complete the task. You have enough quality or not.
So basically, what they're trying to do is they're basically trying to assess the same qualities but from different modes, and they're trying to figure out whether he is actually truthful. So it is like whether you prove yourself in. It doesn't matter if you prove yourself with just one thing. You can only be confident that you'll prove yourself in all aspects only if you're truthful. So I think
what you desire, you may or may not get it. What you deserve, Almighty has put you in the right track at right time, at right perspective, you will get it.
okay.
Always take it in the right spirit. For an example, you are getting into this SSB process. If they didn't recommend you, you should not take it in a wrong perception. You should take it in the right spirit always. Here, I have performed well. God Almighty is not happy with the job for which I am trying. Something better than this is waiting for me.
Okay.
He's insisting me to approach toward this goal. He wants me to be there, not here. So I should put my step forward and approach towards the day which is waiting for me. This right attitude you should have. This is what I want to convey to the young generations.
That is good. So actually, this is really motivating, I would say, because it is a big problem, according to me, especially in the young generation. Obviously, we faced in my generation as well. We faced a lot of problems, but I think some or the other way we coped up with the fact. Because see, I broke from inside, but I then stood up again. It was not that somebody else motivated me to stand up. Obviously, my parents supported me, but it was me who motivated myself to come up and do all this stuff. But I think the younger generation, though they are more talented and more knowledgeable than us, they lack in the quality of standing up for themselves. So I think your words would act as a great motivative factor in delivering the message that, see, if you want to do something, obviously you have to try doing it, but if you're not able to do it, yeah, you'll have to understand that you are meant for something else. You start try to figure out what is that thing. What is my what is my what is my end goal? Because according to me, not everybody sets a goal. It is not that is the perfect goal that you have set. Obviously, people say that whatever goal you set, you work hard, you will get it. But I don't believe it. If that goal is perfect for you, only then you can achieve it. Right?
Yeah.
So I think
Herein, where your role plays a major role. Your passion puts them into the right.
yes. So passion, I obviously, as I said, we started with the mission of telling people what. Yes.
One more message I want to convey to the young generation now. See, there are in a lifestyle, it has connected with it to major aspect. If you follow that, you'll be a very great, successful leader as well as a human being. Moreover, it is not appropriate to say that you will become a successful leader. You will become a human. That is more than anything else. So, what it is? There are two things the human beings, whether she or me, has in its own. One is the conscience and subconscious. Conscience in the sense, it always, which is inside your soul, to guide you in the right way. For example, your friends and everybody are calling each other and say, today we won't go to the college and we'll go to everybody is discussing. There, which is dominating, which is insisting, which is stimulating that subconscious. Subconscious in the sense, I can tell you, plainly tell you, Buddha. It is insisting everybody to cut the college classes, don't go to the class classes, and without telling anybody, let us go for the movie and enjoy.
Yeah.
This is what the subconscious says.
Yeah.
And back of the mind, out of 10 people, everybody said so. And one guy who is a conscience dominated guy, he puts a remark. Please don't, we should not get into this. We should not miss out the classes. It is always, time is there. We should slot the time. It is always, yes, I agree with you, we must have something to give entertainment. But it is not the right time now, neglecting the classes and going for the movie. No, it's right, not right. It badly affects our career. But majority of the people what it is having, they want to go. So the conscience gets suppressed. So the subconscious dominates. So everybody follows and they go for a movie. This guy also goes. When the moment the subconscious, you develop your inner feelings in such a manner, suppress this subconscious and give more liberty to the conscience. I'm sure you will sign in your career. You will become a very good human.
So I think
I want everybody. My humble request. I want to convey this humble request to everybody, young generations, to give more importance to the conscience. Don't give any. Always put you on the wrong track.
Okay.
Always guide you to go in the wrong way.
I get it, sir. So obviously it's going to be really tough for people to understand this entire concept of controlling your subconsciousness. But I think, as you said, if they succeed in doing it, they'll probably do wonders in life. So, Gain, we have spoken a lot. I think anybody who's going to hear this conversation, obviously they will get a lot of insights about the qualities they have to develop and stuff to get into the armed forces, and they would have got a clear understanding about how things would work if you go for an SSB and stuff. Because I think a lot of people don't get this information right. Obviously, they can Google and stuff, but hearing it out from a person who has actually experienced it is very rare. So you've done it. I wanted to ask a lot of questions about different missions and stuff, but probably we can do it in one more session when, if in future, if you give us a time again to talk to you, and that time probably we can just talk about the different missions and your army lifestyle that you went through for the the past 33 years, how things were when you started and how things were when you left the forces. So I think that would be a different conversation altogether. But as of now, sir, it's a big thank you again from our side and the listeners' side. I can thank you enough. I've thanked you before as well. But the reason I'm thanking you is that this information that you're given, right, would bring a lot of impact in the lives of people, especially things like the process, then the concept that if you're not meant for this, then if you're meant for something else. That was probably the most deep and the most amazing fact that people would have learned now. And especially because I have gone through that phase, I can relate to it very consciously, I would say. So thank you for being on the show, sir, and thank you for conveying and delivering a lot of your knowledge. I'm 100% sure it be a great asset to whoever is going to listen to it.
Okay, at the end, again, the very important message what I want to convey is, it is not that your ambition and you wish to join the army as an officer, but it is very tough after joining the selection process. It is very tough to undergo the trainings. But only my humble submission, whoever gets selected, they should judiciously, religiously take it in the right spirit, and whatever the training they are giving, do it in the right spirit, and always stand first. Everybody should put an endeavor to stand first among the training. So be physically fit, mentally robust, and intellectual level also you develop. Because as an officer, you need to show your intellectuality in a very matured way. But you have to lead the team in a tough terrain, and it is very tough to handle each and every situation. Your patience, your maturity, your decision taking will matters a lot.
Okay, sir.
Right way, and each and every point of the time, you should be very, 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 very religious. Religious in the sense, judicial.
To your work, yeah, to your work.
Training what they have given to you, and follower of rules and regulations. And some extent that flexibility is always there under your purview of power and everything. And take care of, you must develop the quality of take care of the men under you, and safety and security and everything. Very tough. It's not very easy to give a life. At the same time, at the similar time, Army, Navy, Air Force is the only organization, I can tell you, there are, you cannot answer my question. Which organization gives you pays, gives you everything to keep yourself fit? Not doing a job.
I get it.
Okay. Which organization takes care of your parents and everything as far as the medical and everything is concerned? Which organization gives you all the educational facility to your children and everybody? Free of cost?
I get it.
And which organization takes care of going around entire India and free of cost to your parents and their children? And which organization asks you to study after joining the army? You are getting paid and everything works and everything. Over and above, they give you an opportunity to develop your skill, study, courses, 1 year or 2 year courses, free of cost. And which organization asks you to go to abroad and do your studies?
I get it, sir. Totally. So basically, you're telling us that it's basically a win-win situation for both them and us. You dedicate yourself to the work that you do, and you get the same from the forces as well.
One word I want to say, it is not that I am saying, it is a truth. In one open forum, General Arun, he happens to be from our place, Tendukal only. He is a general officer commanding in 18K area, Tamil Nadu, Chennai. He said, very upright on it. He said, boldly he said, see, we as an army Jawan are officers that matters, doesn't matter. We are enjoying our life. We don't bother about anything. You get life in army, you get money in civil. That is only different, I can tell you, in one word. So, my last message for the all young generations, I wish you very happy career in the future and our best wishes for your future endeavors. And I wish you all join the Army, Air Force, or Navy and do good in the years to come. Thank you very much. So nice of you.
Thank you, sir. It was good. It's a good evening. It was good talking to you. Probably we'll just wrap it up here. Thank you for spending so much time. And until next time, it's Ram signing off from the Passion Eye Show. Next week we'll meet you with a special guest again. Until then, stay tuned. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. So nice of you. Bye bye.